Well, I know it ain't the right one, but it's the one we got because somebody done went and lost it. What? You say it was me? You think I lost it? How do you know it wasn't you? Well, well, it's probably best we don't tell the boy. We'll just stick this one out there. It's a reasonable facsimile, and he won't know the difference if you keep your trap shut. All right? Hey there, folks. How you doing today? Welcome back to the channel, and please bear with any background racket that you might hear throughout this production. We are on location where life happens. There's a bunch of racket going on out there that you might hear. Let's not let it stand in the way of the fun that we have in store for us. Now, for those of you that don't know me, I am the boy's Uncle Elmer. I come down and help him out every now and then when he's too busy to tend to this stuff on his own. Out here on the table in front of us is our rifle that many of you will recognize. This is the boy's Ruger M77 Hawkeye guide gun, chambered in the Lord's caliber 30-06 Springfield. Now, the boy picked this up last year at Believer's Pond in Tomball, Texas for the low price. I think he paid $1,236 for it on sale. Anyway, he got home with the rifle. He slapped a Leupold VX3 3.5 to 10 by 40 with a CDS reticle on it in the factory rings. He took it out to the range, and he couldn't hit the broadside of the barn with it from the inside. So he went through a variety of processes, trial and error, if you will, to figure out what was going on with this rifle. And they finally figured out that the biggest problem this rifle had from the factory was this garbage Green Mountain stock. There was pieces falling out of it, and it was just in a world of hurt. But the boy talked to old Morris Milani from Alaska Arms LLC, and last September, Morris come down to South Texas to give the boy a hand, and they worked through the thing. And afterwards, they had it shooting pretty good. Now, it wasn't just any one thing that was wrong with it, but the majority of the problem this rifle had was in the stock and the way it fit. It just didn't line out and settle in right between shots. And every once in a while, you get a halfway decent group with it, but it had a bunch of string in it. It just wasn't good. But now it's locked up nice and solid inside the action. So we have ruled out that as a problem. Also, we did test a couple of different scopes on it, and there ain't nothing wrong with this scope. So suffice it to say, the rifle is shooting pretty good when you feed it something that it likes to eat. Kind of like the boy. Now, with that in mind, the boy here a while back took that Ruger American Gen 2 in 243 Winchester out to the range with some Remington Core-lokt tip. This is actually the box of that he took out. And man, he was getting some little bitty groups out of it. He was getting like 1/4 inch, 0.3 inch groups out of that Ruger American Gen 2 with that Remington Core-lokt tip off of a lead sled. But anyway, the boy picked up a box of 30-06 150 grain Core-lokt tips to take this rifle out and shoot them. And he sit and blabbered about it to me for the better part of a month. And then finally, he snuck out to the range with that bougie buddy of his that he sneaks off to get breakfast tacos without inviting Uncle Elmer along. Yeah, Joe, that Joe. They went out to the range, and the boy didn't even have the dadgum common courtesy to take his cameras and his tripods and all the equipment that's necessary for him to shoot range footage on a video for you folks on the internet world. He didn't take none of that out there with him. All he brought back with proof of the pudding was this target back here and some numbers written down on a piece of paper. He gave them to me, and he asked me to share them with you, so that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I've got the target back here covering up that ridiculous picture of Mr. Rogers that the boy keeps on the back of his desk. I don't know what a grown man has a picture of Mr. Rogers on his desk for anyway, but who am I to judge? It is 2025 after all. No. Anyway, the boy took the rifle out to the range with that Core-lokt ammunition, and he shot 5 groups on paper with it, and then he said he shot the rest of that ammunition on a piece of steel out at distance. And here's what we found out. Now, while this rifle is not a tack driver, it is capable of shooting some 3/4 inch groups fairly consistently, so long as the boy does his part. That being said, of the 5 groups that he shot with that 150 grain Core-lokt tips, this is what we got. Group number 1, which is up there in the top left-hand corner, came in at 1.235 inches, or just under an inch and a quarter MOA. You move over to the top right, that group came in almost exactly at 1.25 inches. The third group, the one there in the center, came in at 1.085 inches. The fourth group, the bottom left, was 1.170 inches. And then the fifth group, I don't know what happens. He said he flinched. If I was to draw an outline around that, I'd get censored off the YouTube. Good Lord, it just doesn't look good. But now if you'll notice down there at the bottom, them 2 rounds was pert near touching. And then he flinched a little bit and he brought that top one up to 1.365 of 1 inch. Now, with that being said, with the exception of that one, they were all under 1.25 inch, which just isn't terrible, although it's not real good. But if anything, it shows us they were all very consistent. And the average of those 5 groups was 1.22 inches. So again, under 1.25 inches and fairly consistent. Now you'll notice there that group number 2, while it was about the same size as the rest of the groups, was at a little bit different location on the piece of paper. There's a good reason for that. The boy actually had his buddy shoot that group just to see if the first group was him or if it was the ammunition, and turns out the other fella shot a group that was about the same exact size. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second, I got to go out there and holler at them dogs.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
What did we learn from this? Well, the Remington Core-lokt tipped ammunition out of the 243 was very, very good. The Remington Core-lokt tipped ammunition out of this rifle was mediocre at best. However, the consistency was very, very good. The groups were all about the same size. So what does that tell us? It tells us that Remington Core-lokt tipped 150 grain is probably not the ammunition for this rifle. Now, the boy does have another 30-06 rifle, and he thought about picking up another box of that stuff and trying it through that other rifle. But that Core-lokt tipped ammunition is about $40 a box, and money don't grow on trees, and the price of eggs has come down, but not by much. So with that being said, the boy did ask me to ask y'all to comment down below on whether or not you want to see him try that Remington Core-lokt tipped through his other rifle and see what it does through there. I'd be interested to see myself, but the boy doesn't listen to me very often, so it is what it is. That being said, I'm going to turn this over to the comment section now so y'all can weigh in and let me know what you think down below. Also, the boy mentioned if you want one of his channel stickers for the YouTube channel here, or if you want one of the Fed Up J. Lewis on Rumble stickers, or if you want one of each, let him know down below. He'll reach out to you with his email address, which will be in the pinned comment on this video. If you'll send a request to his email with your address, he'll send you one, and he's not going to do anything else with your information. He's just going to send you the sticker. But understand, if you don't give him your address, he can't mail it to you because he doesn't know where you're at otherwise. That makes sense now, doesn't it? You'd be surprised how many people have a problem with that. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up for tonight, so I will let you go until next time. Take care, and God bless.